Mm. Hey, family. I'm just enjoying some tea here. I just got off the phone with my sister. Bless her heart, she's supposed to show up on this live. I don't know if she will, though. She's probably having some trouble jumping in. Mm. So today I'm enjoying some Serenity Bliss tea by Rooted Vines. It's one of my favorites. It's just a calming tea. It's lavender based and it just smells amazing and it just makes me feel a little better because I've had a hard week, y'all. I know y'all talking about, I'm sure y'all like, where in the heck is Rooted Vines? Rooted Vines was having a very hard week and I don't know why. I just woke up, I think Wednesday, and it felt like the world was just, hey, Manika, you found your way in. Come on in. Come on in. I was just telling everyone that I'm sipping on Serenity Bliss tea. Thank you for the like. Just kind of calm my nerves because I had a hard week. So I didn't share this with you, Manika, even though, I just had a hard week. This week wasn't so great. And I don't know why. I just woke up and I was feeling kind of, hey, Selena. Hey, sweetheart. I just was feeling kind of bad this week. And so if you haven't seen me on YouTube, that's why I had to take a little mental break because I just wasn't feeling good. And I was trying to watch other people's videos and support, and I just couldn't get my mind to work. I just couldn't get in the groove. And so instead of fighting it, I just was like, well, let me just take a mental sabbatical from doing all the things, right? Because sometimes we try to push ourselves forward and in your heart, you're not feeling it. And it just makes it worse to try and push forward when you're not ready. Oh, thank you, Selena. Yes, I just needed to take a break and I was like, I don't want to fight this. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I feel this way, but I don't want to fight it because you start to fight stuff and then things get worse. You can't force it, right? And so maybe my spirit was saying I needed to slow down. Maybe my body was saying I needed to slow down. Either way, I needed to listen. So I did take a break and I'm happy that I did. Do I feel all the way better? No, but I feel much better than I did when I was in it. You ever just wake up sometimes and just tears just start to fall down your eyes, like a heartbreak, and there's no reason for it, right? You just I don't know, you're like overwhelmed with the different things, and it could be that I'm doing too much because, honey, I be out here, I be doing a lot now. I be doing way too much, and maybe I was doing too much. I'm not sure, but I still felt like really, really sad, and I couldn't stop the tears from flowing, and I just wanted to be quiet. And it was really hard to push through work, but I did. I put a smile on my face and pushed through work, and then after work, I get off pretty late at 8:30, so usually I get off at 8:30 at night and I get on YouTube and I go watch all of my people like Selena, which I love your new nail color. I did watch one of your videos. I didn't comment because I was in that space, but I saw you got like those pink nails, honey. Looking good, Miss Selena. Uh, so I watched a few videos, not as many that I wanted to watch, but I didn't comment a lot, but I did give some people some watch time. And then I just went to bed. I just couldn't do any more than what I was doing, right? Any more than what I was doing. So I hope that when you guys are working, or my YouTube family who's on here really pushing to get subscribers, really trying to stay engaged, I hope that you are taking those mental breaks because it is a lot. And sometimes, like, I felt like I got all these new friends and I love everything that they're posting, but you can't see everybody all the time, right? You can't watch everybody all the time, and you can't post all the time. And so then you get to feel a little overwhelmed in the YouTube space. And heaven forbid, if you have a business or you're going to work, it really becomes taxing, not only on your body, but on your mind too. And then you feel like, okay, this is how I felt. I was feeling like I was letting people down. Now, I could be making this up in my mind because I'm sure, I'm new on the scene. Y'all probably ain't even think about me. Probably ain't even thinking about me, like, where's she at? Why she ain't posted? Why did You might, but in my mind, I'm making up these stories. You know how you are when you make up stories, and I'm like, I don't want to let people down like Selena. I don't want to let healthy kitchen wizard down, and Nydia, which her music is so beautiful. It did help me. Like I stayed with her and listened to some of the music that she put out while I was working because it's so comforting what she does and her music, and it's so spiritual that I really love it and really spoke to me. So I'm glad I got to listen to some of her stuff. But like Meditation Paradise, I usually get up in the morning and I'll watch her, either listen to her speech or her encouragement, or I'll do a meditation with her. I love that in the morning. But I was so in a funk that I couldn't even do that. I just couldn't do it, y'all. I don't know. I put you in my calendar. I was thinking about you. You be you. You could never let me. Ah, Selena's so sweet. Manika, if you don't know Selena, my sister's in the room, Manika. Now she's not a YouTuber. You know, she's not in these computer streets like that. And she don't do videos, so you can't subscribe to nothing. She just be on here supporting. But Manika, make sure you click on Selena's channel and subscribe to her. She does some amazing stuff. I love to watch her. So make sure you go on there and become a subscriber. Okay, make sure you subscribe to her channel because she's amazing and her nails are on point. You know, I don't know how she do all the nail. I'm not very coordinated, so I can't. I gotta keep my nails short, honey. I'd be done hurt myself. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to her channel. Yesterday was our first pop-up shop of the year. And so we did Black History Month at Bennett Middle School, which was really good. Oh my gosh, we did them 3 years ago when they first did their first big event. And it was really small and cute and quaint. 3 years later, this thing is huge. I mean, they had a live band, they had the bouncy houses, it was full of vendors and food trucks. It was just so huge. And so when I was thinking about this, how small businesses get together and how we support each other, even if nobody really comes to a vendor event, vendors buy from other vendors. It reminds me of the YouTube community. The YouTube community, we know the struggle, right? We know how hard it is to get subscribers. We know that we get tired. We got to do this video. We got to be on for this a certain amount of time. I got to comment this many times, whatever it is. But we're out here supporting each other. If nobody else shows up, I see that the YouTube community, those who are in these streets doing the work, putting out the information and sharing their stories, they are supporting each other. And that's how I feel with small businesses, right? Especially when you see these vendors out here. I don't know if you've ever been driving around and then you just see like pop-up shops, all the tents and all these small businesses, offering their goods and unique things that you can't find in big box stores. They do the same thing as the YouTube community. They band together and they support each other, because if you go there and nobody shows up, you got at least one sale from another vendor, right? We're trying to help each other and push each other and find ways to collaborate. The YouTube community is the same way. We're trying to find ways that we can collaborate, work together, whether you come on my show and do an interview, you go on somebody else's show, whether we shout you out like the amazing Selena, the Celestial, because I need y'all to sign up for her channel and check her out. But the more that we support, the more that we grow, because these big names, they don't care nothing about us. They're not worried about us too much. Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian. They're not too worried about us, right? So we have to support each other so that we can boost each other, encourage each other, and be there for one another when we're feeling down, because there's a lot of us feeling down. I was watching was it Miss Nancy, and I just became a new subscriber to her channel, and I didn't know what her channel was about. So I went on and I watched her show, and oh my gosh, Miss Nancy had me in tears at 7 a.m. I mean, like boohoo tears. I had no idea she was going through what she was going through with her husband. And it takes a lot of courage to come on and share the heartbreaking story of what's going on, with her husband and how she feels. And I just was like, this woman is amazing to get on and to know the things that and to have to cope with life and death. and still good on and still manage to say, hey, I'm going to work this thing, but share my grief and let people know that it's okay. And this is what I'm going through. And I love it because sometimes we forget that people behind the scenes have a home, they have a family, they have a job, they have things going on we have no idea. And yet they can come on YouTube, put on a smile, do the song and dance, and make everyone else feel good. Hey, CEO 369, thank you for dropping by. You are famous in these streets, honey. You've been working the streets. But yeah, Miss Nancy, she just broke my heart. It just broke my heart, and to hear her story. And so it just reminds me that we have to be kind to one another. We have to be willing to get out here, support each other, and have a kind word, because people are really struggling. People are really going through things behind the scenes, right? It's not all fun and games out here all the time. And I know people get tired. So when you're tired, take a break. When you're tired, just acknowledge that you're tired. It's okay. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to say, I don't feel like doing that today. Honor yourself. Respect your feelings and your emotions. Honor yourself. Okay. Braylon who? Is that my nephew, Braylon? What we got? Oh, okay. Well, hello, family. But we definitely want to honor each other in the spaces. And so, if you don't hear from somebody in a while, send them a message. Something might be going on. Don't I saw I don't know who did this message, but about assumptions. And how sometimes you assume, because you didn't hear from someone or you haven't seen them in a while, you assume that they're avoiding you, or that you assume they're not going to take your call, or you assume they're mad at you, instead of just picking up the phone and finding what's going on. Because most of the time when you get on here, you find out things are happening in their life and they didn't have time to call you or text you. They didn't have time to do all the little things, right? And while someone else is getting sorry, you guys. Whoo, honey. Someone else is getting mad, assuming that you're just ignoring them. And that could be far from the truth. So being able to confront what's going on, be honest with what's going on, and move on. I don't know if I'm about to choke to death on live, y'all. Hold on. I think this tea got me. I think I'm going down. Oh, well, it looks like we got the whole family in there. Hey, Braylon, how you doing? Oh, you said it's mom. Hey, mom. I don't know if you were saying that's mom, the assuming party, because mama be assuming all kinds of stuff. I love her to death, but she is the assumer. Oh my goodness. So that's what's been going on in my life, trying to do. Yes, it's mom. Oh, okay. Okay, mama. I see. Thank you for joining, mama. I would say join some other channels, but I'm surprised you're even on here. I'm surprised she even on here. But look, you guys, that's what's been going on in my life. I'm trying to do the business, trying to do the YouTube. I'm trying to do all the things, and I could just be doing too much. And my family say I'm doing too much, but I can't stop. I don't know why. I just can't stop. So I go through my ups and downs, ebbs and flows, but we all do, because we're all human. And sometimes the weight just becomes too much. And I know God says he'll never put more on you than you can bear. And that's true. He don't need to, because I be putting the weight on my own self. He don't have to put more weight. I'm doing it myself. So most of the time we're picking up weights that we ain't got no business picking up. Weights ain't nobody told us to touch. We just out here doing stuff. And then we're burdened and we're like, what's going on? And then they want to say, well, God won't put more on you than you can bear. That's true. But you'll put more on you. And other people will put more on you. So you got to figure out what actually belongs to you and what doesn't belong to you, right? Because we're busy trying to help everybody else in their situation and in their problems. And then we start to feel heavy, like all this weight is on my shoulder. but that weight was never given to you. You just volunteered it. And now you're tired. Now you're mad. Now you're anxious. Now you're worried. But none of that belongs to you. And that's why sometimes you have to just sit back. Right? Mama said, "No, I'm not talking about you, Mama. Why you always think I'm talking about you? Sometimes you got to sit back and start to divide what actually is yours to take care of. And if it's not yours, set it aside because it's probably somebody else's assignment or God is dealing with that person. It's not for you. And so, and I tell myself this too, because I pick up a lot of things that don't belong to me, which I'm sure y'all are probably surprised about that because I don't really let a lot of people in my little circle, but I do. I pick up a lot of stuff I ain't got no business picking up. And that's probably what happened this week and why I felt so bad. Miss Selena says, yes, sit back and breathe, and then you can plan and move ahead. There we go. I love that because the planning part, and that's what I had to figure out. Number one, what actually belongs to me, right? I had to sit back. What actually belongs to me? And if it doesn't belong to me, why am I feeling like I need to carry it? And then what am I going to do with it? Am I going to toss it? Am I going to put it to the side and revisit it later? Right? Get rid of it out of my mind all the way. And then once I do that, then I'm left with the things that actually matter, that actually belong to me. And then I can go through and shift and say, okay, what am I going to do about this issue? Why am I feeling this way about this? And what can I do to alleviate the feelings that I don't like about this situation? And like Selena said, then you start to plan. These are the plans. This is what I'm going to put in place because I don't want to feel like this when this comes into my life. So how do I stop from feeling like this? Okay. And I know a lot of people is feeling this with the climate today, with the news and the plane crash, all the things that's going on. There is a lot of heaviness in the air, and there's a lot of things that you can't do about it. And so one of the things that I decided, like, I don't watch the news. I keep it very minimum, but still things leak in and you hear things and you start to feel real. Are we doing the background noise, honey? Is that what we doing? He over here playing me loud on the YouTube. I can't even hear me. So, but we have to be careful. I always say this, what we allow in, because we actually just pick up these energies, what's going on. And if you walk out your door, I know y'all feel this. You walk out the door and you feel the heaviness outside, right? You're already feeling it inside, because me being shielded from the news, being shielded from the radio, it still comes in. You can still feel the energy and the atmosphere shifting, which just kind of like compounds the feeling. If you're already feeling a certain way, it just compounds it even more. And so you have to really sit back and just figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to make it better. And one thing, like for me, like I love my plants. Today was a beautiful day in Georgia. It was like 70 degrees. And when I stepped outside, I had to repot like 3 plants. I had some basil, some mint, some things. And it felt so good to be outside in nature and just to sit there and feel the wind and feel the sun. And it really got my mind off of things. I think if you don't, you need to get outside more and commune with nature and don't be inside. I'm an inside person. I'll be inside. But now that the sun is coming out, I got my plants and I can be out there more. And I usually do my shows outside when it's nice. But you have to find something that you like, whether you do art, whether you plant, create something, right? Create something for your space. Oh, Brian said, yeah, Big C with all the background noise. I didn't try it. Oh, Selena says, CEO, it certainly seems that way. Trust in actions, not words. There's a lot of lip service here on YouTube. And as a small emerging channel, I protect my boundaries around those who are negative to me. And that's so good, Selena, because you know what I find out? There are just some people who are just born to be nasty. I don't know why, but they are born and they want to create that chaos, honey. And people can be talking about, they can talk about the most positive things, the most loving things. And you got some hobo out of the blue just writing the nastiest notes or letters trying to throw people off. And we have to understand that we don't have to respond to trash. We don't have to pick up other people's trash, right? We have to learn to put the boundaries up and say, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And I don't know why those people exist. Maybe they exist to test us. Maybe they exist to see if we can go to the other level and be the bigger person. But sometimes they test the wrong people. So, you know, but we have to be very mindful about those that we're around, those that we talk to, those that we let in, even in the YouTube community and even in the small business community. We have a small business. Not everybody is going to be your friend. Not everybody is going to support you the way that you want to support them. And that's another problem. Sometimes we love and we want to love or support someone, but then we get upset when we don't get the same kind of love and support back. But you can't do that. Because if you're expecting them to love you and support you the way that they do you, then you're not being very genuine, right? You're not being genuine. You're not being authentic. When you're authentic is, I'm going to support you because I love what you do. And I don't care if you come over here or not. I just like what's going on over there. So I'm going to support you, right? And so when we support each other in love, it's really authentic and it does help us grow. But I don't want anyone to be on my channel who don't want to be on here. Don't come sign up for my channel just to sign up, but you're not liking what I put. You can come in on here. Like some channels I'll go to and like I'm at work, I'll leave it on and then they get their minutes or whatever. I go on about my way. It might not be something that I like. And if I really don't like what you're doing, I'm really not going in there. Like, and I hate to say like video game, the kids and stuff. I'm not a video game. I don't even know what's going on a video game, honey. I don't know how to turn it on. I don't know nothing. Ain't got no business watching. I don't know what why y'all ain't tell me my glass is crooked. Y'all just got me out here looking like Mr. Magoo. But I ain't got no business in no game world or whatever because I don't know the link. I don't know nothing. It just don't make no sense, right? So I don't want to be a fake subscriber. I don't want to be a fake supporter. So if I subscribe to you, I'm watching you. If I subscribe to you, there's something about you that I like and that I want to keep coming back. Hey, what's so-and-so doing? You know, where's Healthy Kitchen Wizard? Where's Selena? What they doing? You know? So, and there's a few that I support, but I don't see them all the time. Like they post every blue moon. So, but I learned to learn their schedule. And I know that, you know, okay, sometimes they go live. Sometimes I see this, sometimes I don't. But, it's about being genuine all the time, just being genuine and really supporting people out of love, really being there, you know, trying your best to be there. And if you can't do it, then you can't do it. I used to know some, like this came to mind. Like I had a girlfriend a long time ago. She was into birthday parties. Like if you missed her birthday or you didn't say happy birthday or whatever, she would cut you off over a birthday. Look, most people don't even know my birthday, even people who are close to me. And I don't expect people to be like, happy birthday, you having a birthday party or whatever, because you grown, right? But she was like dead set on if you don't do my birthday party, you are no longer my friend and I don't talk to you. And I just think that's crazy because people got lives. People got lives. They got things going on. They can't always drop everything because you have a birthday. Everybody got a birthday. You can't drop things just because. But you have people like that. Like if you are not in their corner, hands down, drop everything that you are doing and come see about me. They will say that you are not a friend. But I'm going to tell you what a friend is. A friend is a friend that you ain't talked to 3-4 years. You pick up that phone and y'all talk like y'all just seen each other yesterday. That's a friend because they understand you got things going on and you can't always be there. Selena said, I don't celebrate my birthday, but we're on week 2 of her birthday. Everyone is there. There you go. Everyone is different, right? And so you have to respect people's time. You got to respect what's going on in their lives as well. And so not everybody has the time to drop everything. And like I said, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. Even when you're close to them, there are people who they believe they are very, very close, but the other person has no idea that they're suffering in the background. Because that person's not sharing that I'm going through financial problems or I'm about to get a divorce or my child is sick and in the hospital. They won't share that with people. And you're over here assuming, oh, they're funny acting. They're not funny acting live. She said she's referring to her daughter. Yes, they're just going on with life. And sometimes you can't, like if I had to make a phone call this week, I was not going to make a phone call. I felt that bad. Like I'm not picking up the phone to call somebody. And so that happens a lot. Like sometimes people are going through stuff that are so deep, they can't talk to somebody else. They just can't open up to someone else. They can't make the phone call. They're not going to show up at the party. They're not, because they have some serious things going on. And sometimes, we have to give each other grace for that. Don't assume about people and don't think that about people, and support them anyway. Support, and especially if you have a good rapport with them. If you know that doesn't sound like them, or this isn't their normal thing, they just don't do stuff like this, put it in your mind like something must be going on. Don't be like, oh, she's funny acting. Just something must be going on, because my friend wouldn't be like this. I've never seen them act like this. Or someone come to you, nah, my friends never talk like that. They've never said nothing like that. That don't even sound like their character. That's the way we need to be with one another. That's how we have to support and uplift each other. And if anybody is in a room where they're talking about someone, it's time to leave the room, because you know what? When you're not in that room, guess who's talking about you? They are talking about you. So you have to be mindful of the company that you keep, especially if you are going through things, or especially if you have a lot on your plate, because the truth is you do not have time for foolishness. Point blank, period. You don't have time for the foolishness, but people want to serve it up to you all the time. They come in their bowl with their plate of junk, throwing it in your face and acting like you're supposed to, revel over that, because that's what they're used to people doing. But when you push that plate away and say, nah, you know what? I got my own plate. I got my own buffet over here God has given me that I'm working on. I don't need none of that. Start to change your circle. And when you start to change your circle, you start to shift the atmosphere and change your mind. And then new opportunities start to come. And that's kind of, I think, like my husband was trying to tell me, because I was feeling so bad, that he's like, you're going through a shift. And those shifts don't feel good. I used to remember feeling like, oh, I'm in the middle of a hurricane, and I would have to stay still because it felt like things were circling around me. But it was God rearranging things. And when everything landed, they landed in its place. And so I'm not sure if I'm in that shift, but my husband said I'm in a shift. So I must be in a shift. Something must be going on, y'all. So pray for me. So to send out, your prayers for me. But I just wanted to share, because I wasn't doing too many videos, and I wasn't on supporting other people. But it wasn't because my heart wasn't there. It was just because my heart was going through some other things. And you got to recognize that, right? You got to recognize that. So I'll share some exciting news with you, though. CEO 369, he has hit 100 subscribers, y'all. So give it up for CEO. He is determined. He has been in these streets, honey. He has been in these streets. He is supporting. He is meeting new people. He is doing the thing, and no excuses. He's on the camera. I don't know how he'd be doing all these shorts, but he does all these shorts. He is doing it. So we definitely have to, because he's been on since, I think he's 2 months, 100 subscribers. Honey, I've been in these YouTube streets a little over 2 years, and I'm still on 66 subscribers. But you know what? I'm so excited about that. I am so excited. I have met some cool people, and I got 66 subscribers, and I could go live. And that's really what I wanted. I just wanted to go live. And so I'm able to go live. Y'all made that happen. So I am so thankful for all my subscribers. Selena, you made it happen. Monica, you made it happen. Brian, you made it happen. Like, you made it happen for me that I can go live now. Because I was like, man, I'm never going to be able to go live. Now I'm live, y'all. Y'all done let me out here. Y'all wait till I get in a really good mood, okay? Y'all wait till I get in a really good mood. What flavor tea? Oh, I got Serenity Bliss. It's a lavender-based tea. Because I need Edwin. Oh, my friend Edwin is in the house. Hello. You guys, Edwin, you got to meet everybody in here. We got Selena the Celestial. If you don't know her, check out her channel. We got CEO 369, but you know him, so you know CEO. Then you got my sister Monica, my mom's on here, my brother-in-law on here. We doing it in here, Edwin. I'm so glad you showed up. Thank you so much, y'all. When we lived in California, I worked at the VA and I met Edwin. And it was just a perfect like friendship. We had so much to talk about and so much growth. And he was on a healing journey and I was on a healing journey. And we would share titles of books together and just have deep conversations. And it's very rare that I keep friends when I move. I'm just not that girl. I don't know why. I just don't take people with me from places to places. But me and Edwin have stayed in touch and he is phenomenal. And I'm so happy for him. You know, he's newly married. He has a beautiful baby boy. He is really working what he wanted. He put steps together and what he desired out of life. Edwin is doing it. And you should check out his channel. He got 2 channels, I think. Cardio, the one here, but he got Easy Styles. And I love his Easy Styles channel because he puts together these ensembles for men, for grown men, you know, looking good. So he puts that together because he's really into fashion and put together. The brother put together, okay? So check out his channel. But Edwin is he's a really genuine person. And so we just stayed connected. And even though we've both moved. So I really love that he's on here and I support him any way possible. He is really doing it. And that's amazing. You know, it's very rare you meet people who talk about stuff and then actually go do it. So when I see someone having conversations about what they want and then they go out there and their whole life looks different and they're getting it, I'm like, that's who you want to be connected to. People who, like Selena said, don't just the lip service. We don't need the lip service, honey. I want to see some action because he can come back and tell me some things and I can tell him some things and we can share. That's that friendship, that partnership. When people start growing, they share, you know, because we got a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge, but they like to stay closed-lipped. They don't want to, you know, they dance around the subject. But then you be like, well, what's step A, B, and C? And they be like, well, honey, I don't know about all that. Like, what you trying to do? You trying to compete with me? It's not about competitions. There's enough of us out here to support each other. We got to be, honey, anytime. Oh, y'all. So Selena's in the 5 a.m. club. Selena done lost her mind. Edwin, Selena's in the 5 a.m. club. She's trying to, and she's in Australia, y'all. I didn't know. I don't know if she said that, but Selena's in Australia. Yes, the land of the killer animals. She lives over there. She lives over there, and she's part of the 5 a.m. club. And I told her I would probably try to jump on there, but I don't think so. I think I got up at like 6 something, and I almost died. She said we all have different channels and different styles, and it's not for everyone, and it's okay. That's absolutely right. No, stay within your lane, and nobody can fault you if you stay in your lane, right? If you're not into something, you're not into something, and it's okay. If you are into it, go on and get in there and learn something new about it, right? And you never know where it will take you. I like different channels because people don't always talk about their niche. Sometimes you'll go on a channel and the person will be talking and they will actually be speaking about something that you might be going through or you have gone through. And then they share how they got over it. So just because, and that could be, I mean, I could go into the gaming world and someone could be feeling a certain way and sharing their feelings. And I'd be like, you know, I can relate to that. And what you do is you give them their time by watching the video because it relates to you. Now, I might not subscribe, but I'm going to stay in there and look in that video. And there might be other inspiring videos that they've done, right? So, you know, sometimes you just don't know what a person is into by just looking at the title of their channel or just taking a look. So it's always nice to see different people's perspective. It's nice to go in and just support and see what's going on, because I feel like when you get to know other people and their niche, it broadens your horizon. It helps you to look outside of the box, right? When you deal with other people. And then you wind up for respect for what they do and why they do what they do. Because that's another thing is I love going on the channels and finding out why people do what they do. How in the world did you get here? How in the world did you like start fishing? You know, maybe it's because of your grandpa. Maybe, you know, people have these wonderful stories. And when you start listening to the story, you get involved with them. You feel like you know them, right? And then you really want to support them. And really, that's all we're all doing. Even if you don't have a business, if you don't have a channel, when you go out and people see you, you are representing you and your story, right? What you've been through, what you could have been through, what you've gone through, your facial expressions. I just put on my Revlon and like, you know. Oh gosh. Thank you, Miss Selena. I love you. I love you. And I'll be catching up with your channel. Selena is the coolest. But yeah, so we have to, how you go outside, it represents who you are. And I think Edwin would agree with that because he goes out dapper. So he's representing who he is. He's telling you your body is a billboard. Your face is a bill. Your facial expressions is a billboard. And Lord help us with some of these expressions out here in the street. But it's a billboard. People read what they want to read into you, right? It could be right, it could be wrong, whatever. But that's why we always have to be able to make sure that you go out representing yourself the way you want people to see you, right? So yeah, that's about it. I did, I'm just did anybody have any questions? Is school in session? Oh gosh, is school in session, honey? It look like just family in here now. Monica, thank you for your support. Yeah, it just looked like family is in here. Y'all, so I just come on every Sunday at 6, whether people show up or not, because I got to be on this live. I wanted it, and now I got it. Now I got to be here. Now I got to be here. And let me see, what else is going on? Oh, so I held my first Canva class today. I think all my students are in here too. So I held my first Canva class. So that was fun. My sister, she needs a little help. Hopefully her husband will join the class later to help is help us. Someone said we are our business. We are, aren't we? We are our business. How you look, how you represent yourself is a perfect form of people seeing you in your business, who you are as a person as well. Because I know we're not supposed to judge. All right, okay. I know we're not supposed to judge, but honey, I be seeing some of these people outside in what they call clothes. And it makes me wonder, what was they thinking when they came out? Because when I was younger, I remember my dad saying, you walk out this house with with my name on your back. That means you walk out, you're going to represent not just yourself, but you're representing your family when you walk out the door. And so when I see people out here looking the way they do sometimes, I wonder, what were they thinking? And how do they want people to view them? Because a lot of people get upset and they get angry when you say something about what they're wearing. But I'm like, you had to know this when you looked in the mirror. Or do you not own a mirror? I don't know, right? I'm trying to figure out what's going on in your thinking that you would show up the way that you look and then get mad when somebody interprets the look wrong. Y'all know that saying, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be a duck, right? So when we go out and we represent ourselves, understand your body is like an altar. You want to make sure you clean it properly, that you dress it properly, that you adorn it properly when you walk out the door, so people see the essence of who you are. But a lot of people are misrepresenting themselves, and I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or not. Like, I'm not really sure if they're just doing it to get along or because everybody else is doing it, I'm going to wear this look too. You have no sense of individuality. You just want to be part of a group. And that's when I start talking about wearing these masks, when I talk about rooted vines and getting to know yourself, reintroducing yourself to yourself. Because just like people put on clothes, they put on masks that match their clothes. And some people ain't got no business wearing that mask and them clothes. They ain't even from that place, right? They ain't even from the streets, but they want to be from the streets. Why? Why would you want to be from the streets? Why would you want to look that way, right? What are you trying to portray? And what are you inviting in your life? Because understand, when you walk out that door, you are inviting certain opportunities, certain people into your circle without even knowing it, and energies. That's another thing, and that's so dangerous because people walk out here and they put on certain clothes and they put on certain makeup and then they put on a certain face, right? But you don't understand that you're not only inviting people and people in situations, you're inviting certain energies. And then Chauncey, and that's true. Some people don't know no better. That's but I don't really know how when you're an adult. But I guess some people, and it could be your environment. I mean, if I was in an environment that all they wore is UGG boots and what you call those little shorts? I don't even know if they're shorts. They look like panties, but I guess they're shorts. And a tank top. And all the girls walked around in that. And that's all I saw all my life. And I lived in this community, and that's all that went on. I guess that's true. I guess that's what I would wear. I guess you wouldn't want to be the oddball out, right? You wouldn't be like, oh well, I'm gonna put on some pants. Because what do people say when you want to be different? When you want to dare to dream, when you dare to go outside the box and not follow the rules, they want to say, oh, you think you better than me now? The first thing out their mouth. How dare you want better for yourself? How dare you want something better for your family? How dare you turn your backs on how I am and not want to replicate what I'm doing? And that is scary because, as you can see in this climate today, a lot of people are following that pattern. They're too scared to be themselves because they don't want to hear, oh, you think you're better than me. They don't want to be put down or rejected. But what you have to understand is whatever you are desiring, someone else is desiring that same thing. The point is you were born in the wrong place in the wrong tribe. And that's why family is not just blood, it's like-minded people, because you can get caught up in this blood thing and lose your life just as fast as you gained your your life in this realm. You have to be very careful. Yes, we don't. Look. I said I probably do judge when it comes to clothes. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just like, what is she doing? Monica, what is she doing? What is he doing? They invented belts for a reason. What's going on? I'm just saying. Sometimes that's how I feel. I feel that way. Now, they could be the nicest person in the world. Don't get me wrong. You cannot judge a book by its cover, but it sure do be reading a certain way. It do be reading a certain way, honey. So I just, but I don't judge, but I just think it's kind of crazy in this climate. And it reminds me of a story like Monica. I told you once before, we went to Florida, my grandmother's funeral. We came to Florida, and I don't know much about Florida. That's not my thing. And we went with all the cousins, California, Alaskan cousins. We all went to the club, and they had, the guys posted up on the car. And I was talking to this one guy. He's on the car, and he got the gold teeth, which is crazy. I still don't understand the gold teeth thing, but. And I was like, oh, do you, what do you do? Do you like to travel? And he gave me this awful look like I had just asked him, I don't know, something crazy, right? And he looked with the attitude and was like, why would I even leave here? Like, why would I want to go, leave right here? Everything I want is right here. And I was like, well, don't you ever want to take a vacation, go visit California, go visit. You're like, no, I ain't trying to go out there. And I'm like, don't you watch TV? There's no places you would. Like, I'm trying to have a conversation, and this joke is on another planet. Like, it didn't dawn on him. Like, he didn't care to venture outside of his maybe 2-block radius. I don't know, whatever, how many blocks is right there. He just didn't care to do all that. And he's like, nah, I know what the girls like here. They want a little money. You got to have a nice car. You got to have gold fronts. And I'm like, wow, that's what you got to have to get a girl, huh? And I thought that was odd. I'm like, where am I? Like, where am I? But that's people's worlds. Like, there are within this world, there are billions of worlds in this world. People create some wild stuff. You just have to have a light, be a light, shine my light. Let me tell you with shining lights. When you are a light bearer, or you shine your light, you attract more than just goodness. You attract those who want to blow out your light. You attract those people who want to gravitate just to take your light away. You invite people who want to dim your light. You want people who want to shine under your light, but not do nothing. They just want to shine under your light. So when you're a light bringer, or or you're doing your light work, you bring a lot of different characters. And I don't think people understand that. People who have lots of empathy, or they're light bringers, they know their talents, but they're like, why am I having such a hard time? Why is all this bad stuff happening? Why do I keep attracting these kind of people? It's your light. Light brings moths to the flame, honey. So no matter what kind of realm they live in, they see your light, and honey, they come running, because you are a source to them for something, and it's not always good. And that's why it's so important to create boundaries. Hey, Keisha, Motivation and Money Journey. Keisha done entered the room. Look, y'all, this is Keisha. Please subscribe to her channel. She is amazing. I love her Motivation Speaks. Yes, Keisha is here in the house. But understand, when you have light, you attract all things, all energies, all characters, all personalities. And that's why it's so important that you learn how to protect your boundaries. Because if not, they're going to come in and wreak havoc in your life. And so a lot of people don't recognize that. They don't know. And they think, oh, because I'm a light bringer, I got to accept everybody. I got to love everyone. You do, but you got to learn how to love them from what? A distance. You got to love them from a distance. And it's okay to love them from afar. You can't let your enemy in the camp, honey, because they're going to destroy everything you got, because they're jealous of your light. Keisha said, thank you. I'm going to try to support as much as I can. See the light that those are in darkness, and some of them will treat you different. That's right. Some of them will. And so we have to be very mindful and very careful when it comes to shining your light. But thank you, Chauncey, for bringing that up, because that was a good point that had to be made about those who have light. It's dangerous, and especially nowadays, right? It's very dangerous to shine your light. You really have to pay attention to where you're at and who you're around. And another thing, keep your head to the ground, your ear to the ground. Listen to people in their conversations, because you can learn a lot about their intentions by listening to what they're saying. Because some people, they will tell you who they are right off the bat, but a lot of us aren't listening. We have to learn to be better listeners, because they're going to tell you exactly what they intend to do with you, why they are around you, if you start to listen to their conversations. And not just conversations with you, but how do they talk to other people? What are they talking about? Right? The emotions that go with it. Right there, you have a whole story. You already know who, if they're a good person or not. There's a lot of people, I stand there and I listen to conversations, and I'm like, there ain't no way they're coming. They're not going to be invited in this circle. They must be crazy. Do you hear what they're saying? Do you hear how they're talking? Do you hear how they talk about somebody else? I don't have time for the foolishness or the conversation. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. So be careful out here in these streets, because these streets ain't nothing nice. And a lot of people, we got a lot of zombies walking around, the dead that are actually walking around. And they look like they're alive. They look like, you and me, but them jokers, they are here just to be in your way, stop you from moving forward, becoming your stumbling block. The zombies, these people who ain't got nothing going on in their life, don't want nothing going on in their life. Their job is to stop you from getting to your promises. Their job is to stop you from remembering what God has already placed in you. Their job is to stop you from completing your assignment. And we sit here and we entertain them with a smile, thinking it's all right, thinking, oh, this is my friend. All the while they are plotting and scheming, because you don't know who you are. So we complain about people and doing this and doing that, but we are our own worst enemy. We refuse to sit back We refuse to go within and deal with what's going on with us so we know who we are. Because once you know who you are, can't nobody come mess with you. Can't nobody contend with you. You can see right through them. And what's even best is they can see you. And once they know that you know, them jokers don't mess with you. They put up a boundary to keep you out, right? They don't want to, they see you coming, they turn their back and go the other way. They already know what you bringing. They don't want to play games with you. But those who don't know who they are yet, haven't sat with themselves, haven't created boundaries. Honey, what did Whoopi say? Honey, you in danger, girl. You in danger. Them jokers coming. Where's that Z movie with all the zombies? Them jokers coming for you, right? They see that you don't know who you are. They see that you have all this light and all this power, but you ain't making no sense. You out here doing foolish moves, thinking you going somewhere. And they're going to hitch a ride with you every time. And you're never going to fulfill what God has for you. And you're never going to get those diamonds and those rubies because you never go within to mine them. Because they're all sitting within you. Yeah, okay, there we go. World War Z. That's how they be coming for you. World War all over you, right? Trying to just drape over you, drag you running, and they dragging behind you. That's what we be looking like out here. And then you want to go in the house, talk about, woe is me. Nobody likes me. Nobody cares. Why is everybody doing me wrong? The truth is you doing yourself wrong. You doing yourself wrong. If you don't go in and do the shadow work, if you don't go in and put in the work, if you don't meditate, if you don't pray, if you don't cleanse yourself of the energy when you come in, you are doing yourself a disservice. And these jokers are just the amplifier of what you're already putting out because you don't know yourself. The Bible says, know thyself. That is a powerful statement in itself. For you to know yourself, you have to be able to do the work and call yourself out on the BS that you put in on your own life. Because everybody wants to turn around and say, oh, so-and-so did this to me. Oh, it's so-and-so's fault. Honey, you played a part in that tune. They did the chorus, but you had the front line, honey, and you was rocking that joint. And now that things went sideways and the crowd ain't rocking with you no more, it's everybody else's fault. Let's get real with it. It takes two to tango. So every situation, every circumstance, and sometimes you can't see it. And just because you can't see it don't mean that you didn't make it happen. Because sometimes we made choices 5 years ago that led us to this place right here. Had you made another choice, maybe I wouldn't be on YouTube. Maybe I wouldn't be married. If I would have made another choice. Every choice branches off to another decision, to another path. And so even if you don't see right then and there how that came about, honey, it's documented in the background. Go pull your own resume and find out how you got to where you are. And just because you are where you are doesn't mean you can't change the circumstances. But every journey, I don't care what journey it is you're trying to take, it begins with going inside and dealing with you. I know when I first got married, me and Chauncey, it took us a minute to gel together. It took us a minute because, that joke is something else. Love him to death, but he's something else. And I would pray to God and be like, this man, he just don't understand. And I remember God putting up a mirror to me every time. Look at yourself, girl. Look at yourself. You're looking crazy. Let's deal with you. I don't want to hear about him. And I've learned really quick that I have to deal with me. And if I'm dealing with me, everything will flow okay. If I question my motives, my thought process, if I change the way I see things, things started to flow. Stop minding his business and get your own. I got my own. Now I got my little things I like to do, my little hobbies, whatever. And I'm flowing with it. I understood that everything starts with me, and marriage is just a reflection of you. Understand, marriage is a reflection of you. So whatever you're doing to fix yourself, it will fix itself in the marriage. And if for some reason you done got yourself yoked because you didn't listen to what the father said, mother and father said, then it's okay, because exits will be made. Exits somehow, some way, exits will be made. But we have to be conscious of the decisions that we make. Chauncey said, "Oh, yes, Lord." Oh, we have to be because we have to pay consequences. Every decision you make, whether good or bad, has a consequence, and people do not understand that. They make a choice and be like, "Oh, I didn't know." Honey, walk that thing out. If I chose to do this, what will happen? What are the possibilities? And can I pay for that? At the end of the day, if it didn't go right and it goes sideways, am I going to be able to pay for that? And if not, walk that thing back and say, okay, we need to make another decision. Because this decision right here, I don't think if it don't go right, I can't afford it not to go right. So we can't afford to make that choice. Understand that. And you are going to have to choose. I tell people all the time, you are going to have to choose. People who think they're standing on the wall or sitting on the wall and say, I can't make a choice. I don't want, you just made a choice. You just made a choice. You made a choice to sit on that wall and you thought it wasn't a choice. You thought, I'm not getting in the battle. I'm just going to sit here. That's a choice. So every part of your life is a choice, and you have to be able to consciously think about what you're doing, why you are doing it, and what do you want the outcome to be? Because I'm so sick of people saying, "Oh, I want to be rich, or I want to own a business, I want to do this," but then every weekend they in the club popping bottles. How does popping bottles get you over here to where you said you want to be? Make that make sense. You're doing things against what you said you wanted, but you expect that you're going to be there. How you going to get there? Because you in the wrong vehicle, honey. You can't be sitting up in here living in a Pinto thinking that Pinto is going to get you all the way to Beverly Hills. That ain't going to work. Understand that you have to pick the right vehicle for where you want to go. And you got to have the right tribe with you. Because if you somebody who want to do something and be somebody, you can't be with people who like to be on the street corners drinking 40s and pouring libations out for their homies. That ain't gonna work. That don't right. And let me tell you, sometimes it happens. Sometimes somebody get lucky, just like somebody sometimes make it to the NBA or the NFL, but there are thousands upon thousands that don't make it every year. So, you can roll the dice and see where you end up. Roll the dice and see where you end up, honey. But look, it's getting ready to go on 7. And one thing I wanted to do before I left, when I did the Black History Month, I met a young girl and she writes poetry. And she wrote this book called Undone. It's so pretty, isn't it? Undone. And it's by Aryan K. Coley. I hope I said that. Cooley or Coley. It's a collection of poetry, but I want to read this poem, and it's called A Dream in the Wind, okay? And it goes, a leaf falls off a tree when it dies. Then the wind gives it energy, a gust of new life. There is no rain too strong. The wind just keeps pushing it along. No storm too forceful or great. Like a leaf in the wind, a dream will find its way, unique and determined to follow its own course. No stopping it now. It has an undeniable force. And I say this to you guys, no matter what you do in this life, you are unstoppable. No matter what you dream, you are undeniable. Don't allow anyone or anything to come into your life to stop you from creating your path, from completing your assignment that has been given. You are worthy, you are beautiful, you're intelligent, and you are wise. And no matter what you are doing, you are going to make it. Don't stop. Even if you take those short little mental breaks, breathe in, breathe out, understand that God is still with you. He has not failed. There is no shortage of anything. He is the supplier of all things. So don't get down on yourself. Keep moving forward and stay rooted, honey. And understand that here at Rooted Vines, we pray that whatever you desire, Whatever you seek in this realm, it is out here seeking and desiring you. You guys stay rooted. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that we had a good conversation and that you learned something today. I appreciate every single one of you. And now I got to go out here and support some people tonight. All right. Love you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Keisha. Thank you, Selena. Oh, you guys are awesome. Great luck. Had an amazing day. See you. Oh, yes. See you in the YouTube streets, baby. Braylon, Manika, Brian, or Mama, really Mama, Chauncey, and CEO369 Consulting. I appreciate you. Good night.